All right, so now you've got this simplified version of the consolidated report. Okay, so what happens next to find the opportunities?
Okay, so there's multiple steps. Let's talk about overlapping keywords where we merge search term report and search query performance, right? So once you have all of them in one sheet, you're going to first clean and organize your data, right? That's where pivot table comes into place. So you do the pivot table for search term report in one separate sheet. You do the pivot table for the search query performance in a separate sheet. Using that from the search term report that you download from the ad console, you take search query or the customer query in that sense, and you take orders, just orders. Now there are multiple KPIs. If you want to dig deep into, hey, I only want to target high click-throughs or high ACoS, go for it. But I don't do that because I can control my ACoS, I can control my CPC. If you're an expert, take that keyword bid low, bid high, depending on what your goal is, you can control that. We are only finding opportunities, so those KPIs don't really come into play right now. With that pivot table for search term report, we take query and orders and ignore anything with 0 orders because that did not convert for you. Right. In the separate sheet, you have your search query performance where you pull your search queries, your score, your search volume, impression share, click share, and the purchase orders. Put them in one separate sheet. Now in a new sheet, this is where the AI comes in, right? We don't have to be an expert on formulas or Excel sheets or anything. So you're going to tell the AI, like a 5-year-old baby, if you're not an expert on formulas, hey, I have some data on column A of this sheet, and I have the data on column A of another sheet. And in the third sheet, I need overlapping data, or you can say duplicate data, right? Depending on how you phrase it. I want the duplicate data from each of those columns to be pulled and harvested into a new sheet. Now, if the formula works correctly, if not, then try it again. But this will provide you with the overlapping keywords. So these keywords are the ones that Amazon recommends where you're ranking organically, where you made a sale. And also that is what you're already targeting through your exact phrase broad on campaign. So these are the keywords that you're already advertising, right? Now there's multiple ways you can process this data. If you identify a keyword that hey, I'm already on top of this keyword, I'm ranking high, I'm bidding high, fine. You can delete that because it's already on your campaigns. If there are some keywords that overlaps and you are not targeting it actively, there might be opportunity. So you can do exact phrase or a broad modifier, depending on the budget you have. If you don't have a lot of budget, I would recommend broad modifier to start with because it acts as a phrase, it acts as a broad, and it will also find the exact keywords, right? If you have a ton of budgets to test with, do all three, negate the exact in phrase and broad modifier campaigns, then you separate them out. And then now, this does not guarantee that you're going to make a sale. This does not guarantee that you're going to rank, but this is something you want to test. And this is where a lot of PPC experts, their full-time job is test, optimize, test, and optimize. Right. So that's one way. The next thing is now you don't need your search term report. Now all the game is the remaining keywords that does not overlap with your search term reports. So this is all of your organic placements that Amazon is displaying your products on. Right. Now there's 2 different ways we can do it. Past purchases, right? So all the 18 months for the keywords that you're not targeting in PPC, that does not show up in search and report, but you made a sale. That means there might be an opportunity there, right? Because you made a sale regardless that you're not advertising on it, you're not spending on it. So, and a lot of times we find very low search volume keywords, but there are some unique situations where it's a high volume. When you combine, past 6 months or 18 months, whatever data range you pull, and also very unique keywords that you might not have thought about. For one client, what we found out, they were in a Tumblr category, very competitive, but then they were converting a lot on gifts for women. A very funny keyword that has 3,000 searches every month. Gifts for a woman who wants nothing. It was a keyword that we found. and it came out of that filtered search query performance where we're not advertising. We had no idea that this could work. Although when we checked the search on the search volume, it was 3,000 last 30 days, so it fluctuates. Now, moving into the holiday season, it has a lot of upside, especially if you have a product that's giftable, right? And this happens to everybody, right? Everybody's wife, like, I don't want nothing. People go search that exact term on Amazon. If you're not advertising on it, you're missing out on 3,000 plus search volume. And we also found a keyword, gifts for women who have everything, gifts for a woman who has everything, gifts for men who has everything. So there's a lot of variations to it. That is also something we found as an opportunity by pulling the queries and separating them out from search and report. These were that one that we, somehow got a sale organically. Now we started advertising on them more heavily, moving into holiday season. It's going to ramp up so fast, but it's super competitive. You do not want to advertise all of your products. Just make sure that you know what you're doing, because it's an expensive keyword where everybody's advertising on. So these are the kind of examples where you can find unique keywords that you might not have thought about.
Yeah.